The man says 19 degrees today. I'm saying 20 degrees, and believe me, there's plenty of day to go. Barbara, on the other hand, 23 degrees. She's bold, but I do think she's going to get there. Yesterday, 27 degrees here in Kobudo. So believe me, Barbara might be just onto it today. It is Wednesday, middle of the week, October the 6th, and this morning, well, I tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, I tell you what, it's an absolute pleasure to catch up with a good friend of ours coming out of Auckland right now, and it's been, just on a year, just over a year since we last caught up, and you can tell that by the way he's got his hairstyle this morning, you really can. But having said, do you realise it's been 10 years since the arena ran aground?
Yeah, I know. I saw that in the news yesterday. Amazing.
It doesn't feel like 10 years.
It's bizarre because some things, like when I saw that yesterday, it was like 10 years. Surely that's only 4 or 5. But other things you see, you go, oh yeah, that was last year. I thought that was 6, 7 years ago. So yeah, it's bizarre how the brain works or doesn't work.
It kind of does. It is. Joss Bynes is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Joss. Believe me, this morning, this is fascinating. It really, really is, because I've known Paul for a little while now. We met up a couple of years ago when he was with the band Hangar 18. And we've formed quite a great relationship between each other. In fact, we actually got on the drinks one night, and I think it was Everclear, wasn't it?
It was Everclear night, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and it was the real Everclear, not an imitation version. But believe me, what a great night that was. By the way, have you seen Andrew lately?
Oh, I haven't actually, no, I haven't seen him for a while. I think he's doing his Battle of the Bands though, as far as I know, but I haven't seen him.
Yeah, believe me, we did something for a new project that he was doing, I think 1 or 2 songs. Haven't heard from him since, so I'm just hoping he's okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I had a couple of mates that I spoke to that know him as well, and yeah, haven't heard, it hasn't been on social media or anything apparently, so I hope he's all right as well. So
Yeah, we actually put him in a magazine, of all things, and after that, nothing. Yeah, I'm going, well, thank you, brah. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, today we're here to talk about John Paul. Now, I'm going to play the track first, then we'll get right into this. Okay, my friend? So, the new track, written, yes, by Paul Marshall, the man himself from Do It Management. Here is If You're Not Here by John Paul. Damn, it's hot in here. Oh my goodness.
nearly summer.
Oh, mate.
Happy birthday, Gear.
Oh, yay.
He's online. Happy birthday.
Very cool. Nice to have you on board, bro.
21 today.
Many happy
Tomorrow.
returns.
Yeah, well it is.
Many happy returns, believe me. It's good to catch up with you, bro.
It's
Tommy
11
Roho's on
o'clock.
board
It's
as well.
another hour.
Nice to have you on board, Tommy.
Yeah.
Who is John Paul, bro?
Well, this is a good one. I put a few projects together last year and a couple this year because obviously my band Hangar 18 is not touring. So I've got a guy in England actually who's he's Scottish but he's living in London. He's fairly famous, so I can't mention to you who he is. But met him, started talking to him, saying, listen to some of my songs, loved it. I basically do everything, but I can't sing. I mean, I sing on my demos, but I can't sing, not professionally. So I said, hey, buddy, do you want to sing on my tracks? He said, I'd love to. And then we were like, what are we going to call it? And I said, we could use your name and your face, because he's like laughing, going, yeah, no, bro. So I said, we got talking anyway one day. His middle name is John. So I went, Paul, John Paul. I said, wow, that's sort of, Beatlesque, if not sort of Pope-esque. So that's how the name came around. It's, to be honest, from a marketing point of view, it wasn't the best name in the world because it's a little bit too generic. But it was just one of my projects I was doing, and the name stuck, and I liked it. So most of the social media is John Paul NZ. So that seems to work and made it quite unique.
Very, very cool, because believe me, I was looking for a bit of young behind that as well, you know. When I first saw it, John Paul, where's John Paul Young?
Yeah.
We're going to do John Paul Young? No, we're not. We're doing John Paul. Now, having said that, my friend, I am fascinated with this track. I really, really am. But I also want to talk to you about the young lady that does this as well. So we're going to do both versions, okay?
Sure.
Which again, as I explained to you, the computer's going, what the heck are you doing? Literally, it made my production team panic as well, because the computers don't like it, but we managed it, so we'll get her underway.
If you're not here, not here, not here.
You know, I think there's a little something going on here. I really, really do. We've been talking, of course, to Paul Marshall about John Paul, and, well, there's a pseudonym in here. There is. So obviously the artists themselves don't really want to let you know who he is, and, well, you know something? He, to me, sounds like Ed Sheeran. Am I anywhere near close?
Well, I cannot confirm nor deny, as they say.
Oh, you work for the CIA?
Yes. No, luckily I don't. No, John Paul is basically a project I put together for a mate of mine that I know in the UK who didn't want to be part of the project with his actual name, because he is an artist in his own right, but liked the songs. So yeah, that's where we came up with the name John Paul. For anyone who any good Googleists out there, his middle name is John. Obviously, my name's Paul. So we put it together. But with my projects, I wanted to do was I actually wanted to focus more on the songs and not the artist as such. So to me these days, people consume singles more than albums, and they, you know, it's that kind of world that we live in. So I thought, rather than spend all the time, effort, and energy putting into all these different artists as such, I'm going to concentrate more on the songs. Whether that's a good idea or not, time will tell.
Well, yeah, I get that. Now, if you're not here, this was written by you, so tell me about the lyrics. How did you come to this?
Well, this is an interesting track, and it's been pointed out to me by a few people that I've spelt the title of my song incorrectly, without the apostrophe. If you are not there. Now, that's actually incorrect. Funnily enough, one of the people that on Facebook wrote to me, I won't say what he said, but it was Mr. Eddie Rayner. He said, you've got your title wrong. I haven't actually, because obviously I wrote the song, so I know what it's about. Most people would assume that it's about missing someone. And I don't normally like to explain what my songs are about, because, you know, a song can be whatever it is to the listener. So if that's what they want it to be, that's absolutely fine. But I actually wrote it about being soulless. So about having no soul or no mana or no being as such. So it's a little bit heavier than what most people would perceive on the you know, cusp of it. So that's why if you're not here is actually spelt correctly, because you're being soul. So you wouldn't say you are soul. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear on live radio, but that's actually, if I slow that down, is you are soul, which would be the apostrophe of you. So you would say your soul, as in your car or your house. So that's why it's if you're not here.
You know, thank you for clearing that up for me. How's Eddie Rayner, by the way?
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He's got a new band together, apparently.
Yeah, I've been told this. I need to hook up with this man and have a chat about that. I really, really do.
Yep.
He's not returning my calls these days. So, well, maybe I'm not buying him a lollipop in the near future, if you know what I mean.
Well, actually, try Patrick Coots, the drummer. You know, drummers are always the coolest people in the band.
Yeah. You always trust the back line for sure. So, okay, we'll try that. But believe me, it would be good to catch up with Eddie Rayner. But in the meantime, if you do see him in person, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Will do.
Nice. Here we go. Tell me about this young lady, because I'm fascinated with her voice, moreover than John Paul's, I've got to be honest with you.
That's okay. she's American. Obviously, John Paul is English, out of London.
Mhm.
Eureka I put together using Americans. So there again, it's a bit of a secret squirrel type thing. Hence, it's called Eureka, and everyone in it is called Ego. So I'm Paul Ego, and there's Jane Ego, and all the other egos. So Jane Ego isn't her real name. But what I can tell you was she's a great American lady, and she was actually in X Factor with Simon Cowell, and she got through to the finals. This is a few years back now, and things went a little bit south, mainly due to the image that she did. So the short story is she turned up in looking quite drab and normal sort of clothes, and had an amazing voice, obviously. But then she thought she'd try and style herself once she got through to the later rounds. But the TV production company didn't like her styling herself because they wanted to style her, and that's where the clash started, and it didn't end well. So she walked away from that. But yeah, she's an artist in her own right as well. She's got a ton of songs out under her own name. But yes, that's another person I've been working with internationally.
Very cool. And in fact, yesterday, my friend, I actually spoke to a young man that was heavily involved in The Voice. Double chair turnaround, if you want.
Yep.
Blake Sheldon ended up working with this young man, and believe me, he knocked it out of the park as well. So it's nice to see that some of the Voice and the America's Got Talents and all of these are literally sifting down here to New Zealand and coming through us as well. In fact, we've got one young man coming not too far away who actually won the Australian Got Talent, if you know what I mean. So we're picking our game up as well, to be very honest with you. Oh, by the way, do you know Dave Evans? Have you ever heard of him?
No, I don't actually.
Okay,
Give me
now
that.
let me fill you in here. Dave Evans was the founder and the very first lead singer of AC/DC. Now, we're trying to, once our borders and everything open up, of course he lives in Aussie. Right now he's holiday homing in Mexico, but we're trying to get him down here, down under, to do some shows. Maybe, just maybe, we might be able to hook you guys up and get a bit of a band going on. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's something we can look at for sure. Because it's funny, because just before the lockdown happened last year, or the pandemic happened in March last year, I had a new business that I put together.
Yeah, we know.
So, and it was to tour international acts. As you know, I've toured quite a few international acts in the past. But this new business was actually going to be more focused on touring international acts. And put the whole thing together. It's a very unique concept. It was all put together. It's called Terrific. It's actually live on the web now, so you can actually go and Google Terrific. Unfortunately, we haven't done any tours because of COVID. So it's been put on the shelf. You know, as in my main band, Hangar 18, basically got put on the shelf as well. So it's all due to COVID and the pandemic. I mean, the last time I travelled internationally was March of 2020 last year, and me and my bass player got to go to Australia and finish off the Hangar 18 album. And then, of course, we flew back literally a week before the lockdown. And then since then, me and Malcolm are stuck here, and we haven't toured, haven't been able to go internationally, haven't been able to do anything. So as that ground to a halt, that's why I started all these new projects last year.
You know, I get that, I really do. Barbara is the manager of Aurora Entertainment's bringing bands into the country as well. And we went over all your paperwork and everything. In fact, we actually gave it to one of our bands that we want to bring into the country. At that time, he thought, fantastic, I want to fill all this in. Of course, the lockdown came, and he's still in limbo. But we do want to be able to work with you in the near future of bringing some bands into the country, if you know what I mean. So we can...
We'd love to work with you guys, for sure. Sounds great.
We can feed off each other, you know what I mean?
Happy to share. That's what it's all about.
Nice. And believe me, we might make $1 out of it yet.
But if not, we'll have lots of fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. That's music first. All right.
Yeah.
So, Paul, I'm going to play the second version of this by Eureka, and believe me, I'm really fascinated with this. And bear with me, if the computer doesn't get it right, not a lot I can do about that, but we really have tried. We really have. So, if you're not here, written by Paul, the man himself, here's Eureka's version of it. works.
So everything
Hi,
you hear on that
Chrissy.
track, aside from the singing, is me. So I did all the programming and the playing of the keyboards and that was quite a challenge for me as well. So it's been an interesting project to do.
Okay.
And with all these projects, I've got 38 songs already recorded, already produced, all ready to go, all the artwork and everything. So what I've done over the last 14 months is I've got all these projects on the go. I've collaborated with all these people around the world, but I wanted to line it all up. I didn't want to have a single out and then go, right, I can't get the next single out because there's a lockdown in America or UK or here or whatever's happening. So I basically spent the last 14 months doing all these recordings, mastering them, working with my great producer in Australia, Steve James. He's worked on all these. And that's what I've been doing. And also, obviously, I make all the videos as well. And that's been a challenge because I can't go out and physically make videos. So that's been an interesting challenge.
How about doing me a favour? How about putting that track by Urigo into a 6-minute 12-inch track, and I'll add it to the Saturday night dance music.
You mean like doing a dance version?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a challenge. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, believe me, I'll put it on a Friday. We have a Friday night 12-inch night, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's all dance music and stuff like that. I think this has the potential.
Yeah, actually, it could do. I'll work on that and see what I can come up with.
Good man.
So that'll be an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
So talking of recordings, I don't know if you got my little snippets of things that I sent down for you with Galaxy FM with my mad intro for Galaxy FM advertising you guys. Did you get to hear that?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
No.
did you guys not?
No. You need to send them again.
I'll send them again. I did you a station advert.
Good.
But it was just me mucking around, and I said when I sent it, if you want to use it, use it. If you don't, no problem. And I also sent you some new updates on Yeah Mate.
Brilliant. Please send them again because
I'll send them after.
we do still use Yeah Mate.
Production.
I know you sent that last time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I did new ones for you.
Yeah, nice. Gear Miranda's joining us, coming out of Norway. Gear, happy birthday from me personally. I really, really hope you get one on. Literally, tie it up, go and party, my bro. You deserve it. Chrissy is also joining us. Nice to have you on board, Chrissy. Now, Paul, I want to talk about Steve James. This guy is quite notable, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been around for a wee while, old Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, now, where does he come into the capacity of, this particular work? Because believe me, I'm very, very interested in Steve. Produced by Grammy-nominated, ARIA-winning UK music producer Steve James. I mean, wow, how did you come up with this?
Well, Steve's originally from the UK, as you may know, and he has a very famous father. So his father was Sid James, who was in all the Carry On movies. So basically, when Steve was a kid, he was around a lot of famous people, and long story short, he got to work recording music when he left school at 16. So he's been mainly based out of the UK and has worked with many, many artists over the years, from George Harrison, Sex Pistols, Shirley Bassey, The Jam, etc., etc. But he moved to Australia about 10 years ago, 10 years ago. So he has an Australian wife and moved across there. He's now based in Brisbane, of all places, so it's only a stone's throw away.
Well, we can't all be perfect, I suppose.
Yeah, he missed New Zealand by a few thousand miles. But yeah, anyways, he's settled in Australia, and it's easy to fly across to Brisbane, obviously, to work with him. So I met him through my bass player, Malcolm Welsford. That's producer. Get it right, Malcolm Foster. Beg your pardon. So yeah, Malcolm actually introduced me to Steve many moons ago.
Very, very cool. Believe me, bro, I'm very impressed. I really, really am. Now, Paul, we are going to have to wrap this up right now, but I'm looking forward to new music from you. I really am. It's been over a year since the last time we caught up. That's a long time between drinks, my friend. I hope it's not going to be so long next time round.
No, I got a few projects coming up. So over the next few months, you'll see a lot of releases from me. And just by the way, the Your Ego version that you just played on your radio station, you are actually the first radio station on the planet to actually broadcast that track. Just so you know, because it's not actually released until this Friday. So you are the first station to play it.
You know, I feel very humbled, my friend. I really, really do. It's a pleasure to be able to get it out there too. It really, really is. But hang in there, my friend. We're going to do a couple of crazy things right now.
Sure.
Something new too, by the way. We're going to turn you into a cartoon this time round.
Okay.
Yeah, believe me. One of the few things.
Can I pick the cartoon? Because when I was up in the Philippines, actually, back in 2019, with my crazy hair, I got nicknamed Sideshow Bob.
Well, I tell you what, we'll call you Sideshow Bob. Well, when you receive it, you'll be able to say, hey, listen, this is Sideshow Bob. Believe me, but Barbara does a wonderful version of this. She converts everything over. Trade secret, she won't tell me how the heck she does it. And believe me, I've tried, and I don't come anywhere near this step. Let's put it this way, Paul. One of the few things that makes me actually look good.
Is what, the cartoon?
Yeah. I got the perfect face for radio. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
But believe me, Barbara does a wonderful job. So you're going to enjoy it. You really are. And of all things, and this is quite true too. I can give you the stats on this. People go and watch the raw version, like what we're doing right now, or over on YouTube, stuff like that. They watch it maybe once. They see the cartoons. I've had people go back 20 times and watch the cartoons. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
I have no idea why they would do that, but believe me, they have. And one guy coming out of Uganda, he's watched not only the raw version 20 times, he's watched the cartoon version multiple times as well. So believe me, great success with the cartoons. Hang in there, my friend. We'll get it done. But in the meantime, we'll switch back over to the other studio right now. Nice to have everybody along. Have a very happy and successful day. That's it for me. I'll be back again 5 o'clock in the morning. See you then.
Galaxy 107 FM.